Doing it live. Here we are. I was told about this like half an hour ago. Sorry we couldn't announce it in advance. But it's happening. It says, you can call me Al and Avestator. You can call me Al is our defending champion. And Avestator is playing Krennic Green, which I think more people should be playing this archetype. This blue-green villain control, but he's the only one that decided to bring it today. So we'll see if he can take down You Can Call Me Al Sabine. We're still waiting for You Can Call Me Al to join. So I guess we can take a look at the bracket before we go into the list. But this is the top 16. We had in the middle of the night one of the top 8 games get played. So Jonah Niklas has already moved up to the top 4 before even a lot of the other top 16 games have finished. There are still 3 remaining. This one, Jax and Zazzle, which I believe is being played later today. Let me see if I can confirm that. Yeah, 9 p.m. tonight, Zazzle and Jax. It's either going to be streamed by myself or Prairie Pirates. I'm not sure yet who. But okay, it looks like You Can Call Me Al is here. So let's take a look at the list real quick before we actually get into it. So here we go. This is Avestator's list. He's got some real interesting stuff in here. He's on, Steadfast Battalions. He's on Cargo Juggernauts, Snoke, three copies of Snoke, 1 copy of Devastator. It looks like no copies of Avenger. Yeah, sorry. 3 Timely Interventions, 2 Pershings. Really, like, some weird card choices, but we'll see if they work out. And this is You Can Call Me Al's list. He did win season 1 with a... I'm actually not sure how similar this is. There's a decent amount of changes, but it's what to me looks like a pretty standard Sabine deck. He is only on the 1 Darksaber main, but he's got the extra 2 in the sideboard. So in this matchup, I think they will be coming out. I don't believe. Yeah, there's no upgrade hate. He is running Entrenched, which could take out a unit with a Darksaber on it. But other than that, let's get into the game. And I gotta correct the scoreboard up here, and I think they might be asking me for progression. All right. All right, and here we go. In theory, I think the Krennic deck should be favored here, but it's going to be close either way. This matchup, has a lot of ways that it can swing, depending on what cards get played, and I think the way Avestator's deck is built is not too favorable in the aggro matchup. So we'll see what happens. Pershing is not a great card in this matchup. You really want to be doing stuff here. And it looks like he drew 2 Timely Interventions. He resourced 1 of them. He might be thinking he wants to keep 1 of them in hand. I probably would resource Pershing here, maybe the 2nd Timely. But theoretically, this actually looks like a pretty good start. Viper plus power of the dark side, especially going first. And into this hand where Sabine is the play, like that. This is a good hand for Avestator. And it reveals a bunch of cards here. Sabine is just going to get answered by the Viper, and whatever the turn 2 play is, it'll get answered by Power of the Dark Side. And there's the third timely intervention. He decides to keep one in hand. Timely with Consortium Star Viper could be pretty strong in the late game. YouCanCallMeAl picked up a 4 cause for turn there. He can play. He's probably gonna play this Fighters for Freedom, and then that's just gonna get answered by Power of the Dark Side. Boom. And then outclaims. And Snoke there. I mean, Snoke is pretty safe to resource here, actually. He's got 3 in the deck, and he's only on 4 resources. He's only taken 1 damage to the base so far. Like, I mean, this is the turn that Sabine deploys, but Avestator's done everything right so far. And it looks like, are we just going to go into another round? Or... Avestator's passed. YouCanCallMeAl. Was that... I don't think there was a take the initiative. I think he was just moving the token around. But if he goes like red 3 here, that's going to get wrecked by this. Yeah, timely into Star Viper. Boom. No heal because Al does have the initiative. But wow. And wow, and Avestator's drawing all the answers here. Vigilance, Barrage. You don't even want to resource any of these cards. He goes for the power here. So he could just he can out the Sabine here if he wants, just by ECLing Steadfast or by playing Barrage, and it looks like he's going for the ECL Steadfast. Keep the Barrage in hand for when he really needs it. And he's got the Vigilance in hand to start healing. Avestator's in a really, really good position. And looks like Hardcast K2. Ooh, interesting. I don't think I agree with the claim there. So basically, I mean, the reason for claiming there is basically you get to prevent 4 damage from a K2 attack, but you could heal 4 by attacking with Star Viper and flipping Krennic and attacking with him. So, and you get to develop your board. So, yeah. Okay. He does have a kind of insane barrage here to be able to take out both these units. He is not going to use it though. He's just going to trade into K2. 1 overwhelm goes in. 2 overwhelm, yeah. Yep, because it's 6 from the Krennic. And then Al going to base. Al has a Darksaber here. Darksaber at R2 is, pretty solid. But he can also just play the Wrecker here. Being able to go Wrecker into Krennic is a pretty strong play. Just going to use the Sabine. Yep, always remember that extra damage from Krennic. Star Viper swinging for 4, healing 2. Star Viper's a card that has sort of made its way out of a lot of blue-green control decks in favor of Black Sun Starfighter, but man, those Star Viper heals can be pretty strong sometimes. And I think Avestator is just, he's trying to delay this Krennic flip to prevent like the Wrecker play. And he's just passing here. You're fine doing that and just going into the next round. Al wishes he would have played this Darksaber now, I think. Although maybe not. Maybe there are good reasons to not play the Darksaber, even if you are holding off. Oh, he's just gonna play Cassian from the resource pool. I forgot that was there. Barrage can just deal with him. Barrage would be for 6, which could take out Cassian. I was just gonna flip Krennic here. Barrage on Krennic doesn't. I mean, it could eventually take him out. Yeah. But if you let's see, wait, if he goes Barrage, he go Barrage Star Viper and then attack something with Krennic. He's just gonna He's just gonna attack into Cassian there, and then he's going to Barrage, or he's gonna Vigilance to clear the Cassian and heal 5. Boom. And now he's in the lead on damage, and he's got 2 big units with Restore, or the Star Viper doesn't have Restore at the moment. And he's got a Vader in hand. This is looking really, really good for Avestator. Cargo Juggernauts is here. Remember that he does have those 2 timely interventions in the resource row. So not this turn, but next turn he could play the Cargo Juggernaut with Ambush. And let's see, what's the play here? It is just Wrecker coming in with, looks like without ECL, and he's just gonna blow up Krennic. It's a pretty strong play, presents a threat. Barrage does deal with it. Oh, he's going for Vader. That's kind of risky. He's got to pick up a Death Trooper here to be able to out it, which I think the odds are pretty high of that. And okay, he does. He does hit the Death Trooper. Boom. Keeps that Barrage in hand for a rainy day. Oh, he's not even going into the Wrecker. He's just going to take out the R2. That's... I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of risky. Because remember, that Wrecker has Overwhelm. Oh, he's... All right. All right, there, he wants to pull a different unit off Vader. That's interesting. Maybe Pershing? Yeah, Pershing. Okay. I guess he's just gonna leave Wrecker there. I guess he's thinking that he can block with his face for a while. He does have enough health to sustain at least one Wrecker hit, but I mean even that is kind of risky. Maybe he really wants to keep the Vader on board, because if he goes, because if he Vadered into Wrecker, he would lose the Vader, and there's like good reason to want to keep that, and there's also good reason to if he's going for that plan to play Pershing instead of Death Trooper, because it prevents some of the overwhelm damage if Wrecker decides to not attack into Vader. But this Vader now is a 6 attack guy, so he can clear. He would trade with Wrecker in any kind of combat. This way makes it makes attacking into Wrecker like a 2-for-1. So because now you got the R2 with it, and he also pulled the Pershing, so really like a 3-for-1 kind of. So it is. Al does have the initiative, and he has this Darksaber in hand. Darksaber onto Wrecker would end up being 11 to base here. At least, or at most. Al's got choices. And he is just going to play the Darksaber onto the Wrecker. Invader goes in 6. He's 3 off. Takedown clears it. Barrage clears it. Timely intervention into... Cargo Juggernaut clears it. And he gets to heal 4 with that. All right. Avestator making some risky moves, but they're paying off so far. He still has pretty commanding control of this game, I think. He's going to be able to hit for 4 with the Star Viper, which is going to present lethal for next turn. And he's going to be able to draw another card out here with Star Viper. He's just going to claim. So now he's no longer going to be presenting lethal this turn, but it's a bit safer of an option. He's got a Vigilance, and I think that might seal the deal. Al still has an ECL, which, I mean, I guess that could change the game. He just drew the Poe, so that is big news. Let's see, can I get to... Oh, they rewound it, deleted my camera angle. Sorry about that. There we go. Is he finally going to use that barrage? He is. That crucially prevents the Star Viper from being taken out by a Poe on the ECL. Doing it on there. He could have gotten the same amount of damage off of Juggernaut, but he sort of made a heads-up play and did it on the Star Viper to save it. It does mean that the... it will die eventually, and it does mean that this... that the Juggernaut dies, but he's going to get some damage in here. 6 and heal 2. And Takedown can clear out this this Poe. Avestator sort of is running out of gas, but he does have this Pershing on board to pick up some more. Al's got double Forecast, but he's not close to using them. He's got 6 health remaining, but the Poe has managed to sort of stabilize for him. Avestator has the 3rd Vigilance in hand. And Al, it looks like he resourced his only unit there. Maybe he's got another Cassian under the resources. Not sure. He's got something that he's smuggling. And it is indeed the Cassian. No immediate out to that. And he's getting all his bad units here. So this Cassian can now hit for this turn, or if he decides to burn the Heroic Resolve, can hit for 7. And that's, I mean, that's the kind of damage that gets you back in the game. Hear him Starviper. Barrage is out there, so if he decides to burn the, he does burn the Heroic, which means Barrage now kills Cassian. Sees double Forecast. Al might actually be able to take this one. Or no, Vigilance I think is going to save him, but so he's got 9 on board. I think, let's see, yeah, he needs to do 9, which means he needs to go Cassian, Forecast. That's 3 actions. Avestator wins in 2, and he also has the Vigilance. So I think Avestator's got this one, unless there's something in the resource row that I'm not remembering that he might have. Al has initiative. He's just going to fire the Forecast. Wrecker, Fleet, Sabine. That's 4. And there's 3. That's a greedy play there. It doesn't play around Fleet Lieutenant, but Al does not have the Fleet Lieutenant. And Avestator takes game 1 through a couple of plays that were, I think, questionable, but he must have had a theory, and they worked. Avestator taking game 1, and You Can Call Me Al, our defending champion, now fighting for his tournament life here in game 2. Let's go and take a look at the sideboard for each side. Al he's got the other copies of Darksaber in there. I imagine those are going to come in. Ewing Reinforcement in this kind of long game, maybe they come in. One of Ma's. I'm not sure exactly like what kind of matchup you want Ma's for, but I don't know if it's this one. Maybe it is actually, because a lot of the early removals single target, and I don't believe Al is on, or I don't believe Avestator is on Child Sons, which sort of would be the punish there. Spec Force Soldier. I don't think Avestator's on a ton of Sentinels, so I don't know if you need that. And Rebel Soul is typically not a great card in these control matchups. On Avestator's side, he's got a couple big ships, Devastators, Relentlesses. I don't think those are coming in. He's got Mauls. I think Maul might actually come in. It replaces like the Devastator or the Snoke. It's a big card that is, less big than some of the other stuff he's playing. Rival Soul I don't think comes in. Entrenched I do think comes in to probably deal with some of the Darksaber plays. And it looks like we're heading into game 2. Ooh, and this hand is not the hand that it was in the last game for Avestator. He's got no turn 1 play, and his turn 2 plays resupply. In Krennic, playing resupply turn 2 is not generally amazing into this matchup. It tends to be better in Kira, where you can actually flip Kira early and start dealing with some of the board. But it's not the worst play, and Al did not get his best turn 1 play. He got the Alliance X-Wing, so... Yeah, he does have the Wing Leader to follow up, though, and that's typically a hard card for Krennic to deal with. I think he should be at 6, right? He took 4 and then 2 Sabine pings. Yeah. All right. I think I was saying 5 and he took 5 instead of took 6. All right. Overwhelming barrage in hand, but it doesn't clear everything right now. I mean, in combination with the second and third copies and vigilance, it can eventually deal with this X-Wing, but it is going to get another hit in. And Al has the Darksaber. Things are going a lot differently in this one than they did last game. And Al making the heads-up play of attacking with the Wing Leader first. And here comes the Sabine, just going to flip. Darksaber, that's going to be 7. And I don't... Looks like... Let's see, is there... I don't think there's a way to even deal with this Sabine right now. He can go... So Sabine's hitting for 7. That's currently lethal. He can go Vigilance, take out the X-Wing, and heal 5. And that does keep him in it for the time being. But Wrecker ECL would be 5 damage. Or, oh no, he doesn't have enough resources to do that. So he's just going to Wing Leader the Sabine. And Avestator's just going to scoop it up. You Can Call Me Al takes a swift one in game 2. And after a long game 1 and a short game 2, we're going into a game 3. Avestator is actually going back into a sideboard. Al, it looks like, is not. Al is actually going in the sideboard as well. But for this matchup, it typically comes down to like, can you control the early game if you're Krennic? And if you can't, things can get out of hand. It looks like Al brought in the one of Maz, and he gets the R2, which is like the dream play with it. And System Patrol Craft going into the resource row. Viper Probe Droid is a solid one here. And he's just gonna open it. Yep. And so if Al's play is... All right, he's just going to write everything in chat. But yeah. So here comes the Maz. In combination with R2, it's going to now become a 2-2. The Death Trooper in hand should just be able to deal with that. It actually can clear... Again, the Death Trooper can theoretically clear both of these with ECL. But I don't know if you want to use your ECL to deal with an R2. And Barrage picked up here off the draw. That's a pretty good one. And he is going to just Death Trooper. Clear the Maz. Fighters for Freedom is going to come down here. And that's answered by the Death Trooper next turn, but R2 can clear the Death Trooper if he wants to pave the way for that Fighters. If I might actually be attacking the R2 with the Viper so that either Viper or Death Trooper can clear Fighters next turn, but it is sort of a bit risky. All right. R2 goes into the Death Trooper, keeps the Fighters alive for another round. Ooh, Super Laser Technician. It's kind of risky. Ooh, and he's thinking about resourcing the Vader here. That's me signals he might be going for an ECL play. And I don't think I talked about this already, but it looks like the Entrench did come in out of the sideboard for Avestator. Resources the Star Viper. No space units in the moment, and we can see none in hand, so makes sense. He is... Oh, he's just going to ECL that Super Laser, yeah. I think that's risky. I think you want to attack first, because now Al has the chance to go ECL something to clear Viper, and then he gets to... You have to, you don't get the attack off Viper. It also, if you attack with the Viper, it might, he might not be playing around the ECL. And he might, decide to play something first and hit with Fighters for Freedom. I don't know if that would be correct play, but it's, it's theoretically something you could accomplish by attacking with Viper first that you can't accomplish by using the ECL first. And Al I think he's thinking seriously about using this ECL. And he does burn it. Even with the Poe in hand, I think he thinks getting the extra attack from Fighters is probably makes up for some of the value lost by hitting Poe. And Entrenched comes down on Krennic. Now he's just going to walk over that Fighters for Freedom. Heal 2. That Krennic is now 6 attack. It can walk over Sabine. It can walk over K2. And it can also ECL for a significant amount here. And with the ECL offline, like that takes out, Poe could have, ECL Poe could have like cleared the Entrench with his ability, but with ECL offline, that's not happening. All right, Barrage coming down, 6 damage, or 8 damage, really. Just going to clear both of those guys. Unfortunately, Krennic can't then go to base. But it basically means, like, Al doesn't really have a play this turn. Like, he can play Poe and then just get wrecked by Krennic. And Krennic survives that. Oh, he's just thinking on the K2. Decides to go 5 to base, or 3 to base. So Krennic is... Yeah, Krennic has 7 left. So if he plays Poe, Poe just dies. And Wrecker doesn't even clear Krennic next turn. All right, so he's just going to play Forkaz, yeah. And discards all of those. It's going to be 4. All right, here's Vader here. Al, oh, it looks like Al accidentally drew 3 cards here. We'll see how. They're doing just a random discard out of. I mean, that's okay. Well, I mean, the players agreed on that solution. That's not how I would have handled it. um. Okay. So he loses the Poe there, even though that wasn't one of the cards that he drew. So and that's what happened there. But the players agreed, you know, we're going to fix this by doing a random discard. And I'm not going to tell them no. And Vader just totally misses there. It's rough. Here comes X-Wing. No answer to that. Al is closing in. He's got 7 health left. So Al can play Sabine, and if Sabine gets eaten by Krennic, Wrecker can then eat Krennic. So it's sort of a bait play, but it allows him to get something down eventually. Ooh, Vigilance. Vigilance is a big pickup here. I'm not sure if he's got the Star Viper also. I'm not sure if he has any timelies in the resource pool. I don't recall seeing one, but I could just be wrong. So he's going to run into Sabine. Should just be 2 from the Sabine. Yep, they got it. Okay, so he's going to Vader into the Sabine instead of Krennicing. Interesting. Maybe he thinks he can... He's going to play another Krennic. All right, there's Vigilance. Just heal 5. Clear. I think he probably saw the Wrecker incoming. Decided against it. So he can play Wrecker here to kill Vader, and then Krennic trades into the Wrecker, but then Krennic dies. Right? Am I doing my math right? Yep. He's got 7 left. And he is going to do that. Blows up the Marine, blows up Vader. And Krennic does make the trade. Al is down to top deck mode, but he does have a Cassian in the resource row. I remember that. I think he's discarded. He's lost 2 Wreckers and 2 Poes, I think, because he discarded 2 off the Forecast earlier. Ooh, Snoke. Snoke is a big pickup here for Avestator. He might want to run up Vader first, but this Snoke is so powerful. Basically blanks the R2 and almost blanks the Cassian that's coming in. And here it comes, yeah. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He should have. I think he should have 1 left. R2 just gonna attack for nothing. K2 coming down. Avestator, I don't think he needs a resource here. I mean, you might want to go up to 10, I think, right? He's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10. So let's play Vader plus Star Viper this turn. And let's see what Vader can pull. Those are some good ones. Super Laser, Death Trooper. Death Trooper, because of the Snoke, just straight up deals with the R2. Or, I mean, really either one of these units. Just going to do that, and then just going to, you know, nothing to take out the R2. U-Wing reinforcement is kind of big here. Avestator has taken so much damage that, I mean, like, you know, anything getting through could spell doom. Okay, lots of things here on the U-Wing reinforcement. He looks like he only pulled 1 2-drop, so he can't play 3 cards. He can play a 3 and a 3, a 3 and a 2, or just this 7 in Wrecker. Or 2 3s, I guess. Yeah. Or I said 3 and a 3, yeah. So he's got options. Wing Leader, Fighters for Freedom, Red 3, Cassian for 3s. He's got a second Wing Leader also. He can play Sabine. And he just play the Wrecker. Wrecker on his own does not even deal with this Snoke, which is really keeping him down at the moment. Let's see. If Wing Leader came out, it would immediately die. is one thing. But it would be able to basically make something normal sized instead of small from the Snoke. This is a big decision for Al. He goes Red 3 and Wing Leader. And the Wing Leader does immediately die. All right. In Takedown, he's just going to be able to clear this Red 3. Avestator takes initiative instead of attacking with Snoke. I think that makes sense. You really cannot afford to take any damage here. Timely intervention. Oh, timely intervention is key. He picks that up. That allows him to get this Star Viper down. Which means he can now start, you know, restoring more and healing up. Boom. Replace the resource. And yeah, kills it. Should just take 2 and heal 2. And he's got 15 damage on board between all of these things. He's gotten a takedown and entrenched as well. Here comes Sabine. And he's just going to start hitting base. Cassian comes down. He is ready, but he's just going to get taken down. Al goes to base. Avestator, 2 health down. Just plays it, and Al is going to call it. Our defending champion has been knocked out. Avestator moving on to the top 8. Wow. What a game. we saw two really drawn out games that Avestator won in games 1 and 3, and then a quick one in game 2 that Al managed to take down. Wow, that was a really good one. Let's pull up the bracket and we can take a look at what's going on. I still need to get this match in there. I'll do that in just a sec. Why do I have so many tabs open? Avestator gets it 2-1. And that should be coming up on the screen soon. Just got to wait for the thing to reset, and there we go. So 2 games left in the top 16. Jackson Zazzle, they'll be playing tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific, I believe. I'm not sure who's going to stream that one, but it should be streamed if everything goes according to plan. And that's going to be a really interesting matchup. We got Han Blue versus Tarkin Yellow. 2 decks that are, I think, like on the outside looking in of being top tier meta. I think both of these decks are really good, especially this Han Blue. It really has not gotten enough press. But the Tarkin Yellow is also really sneaky. Jax, I believe, lost in the top 16 of last season's league to this Tarkin Yellow deck, and now he has to get his revenge. We'll see if he can do it. We also have the best for last, Rebel Resource, and Io Kaunauger, both playing Han 1 Yellow, the mirror match. So that one's going to be fun, wherever that happens. Winner of that one gets to play Avestator. Winner of the Han Tarkin matchup gets to play Cody F13, our number 1 seed, who is on Sabine Green. Elsewhere in the top cut, we have Kotal and Sip, Palpatine Green versus Han Green, the second Han, the new one. And then we also have Jonah Nicholas, who's playing the first Han Green, who's already made the top 4. So thank you all for tuning in. And always remember to take the initiative.